언제부터였을까 기다림의 끝에 너를 만났고.
On the other hand, you were thriving and thinking about Jungkook's behavior towards you. Why? What happened to him? Why he shouted at me like that? Is he really got injured at his head? Idiot. You were talking to yourself when you got a call from your secretary. Secretary on call. Ma'am, I found out the residency of Mark. Wine on call. Alright, good. Send me his location. Secretary on call. Sure, ma'am. You cut the call and went to your office. When you reached in your office, you sat on the chair and rested your head back on the chair and started thinking about Mark. Flashback in college. Mark was a very bright student and so handsome boy that all the girls of the college had a crush on him. He was really good in sports and studies. And one day, you were sitting in the canteen when he came towards you, Mark holding his plate of food. May I sit here? Wine. Why? You can sit somewhere else. Mark. Actually, there is no seat around. You looked around and saw that all the seats were occupied. Wine while eating. Alright. He sat in front of you and started eating. Mark. By the way, what's your name? Wine. None of your business. Mark looked at you. I was just asking. You didn't give any reply and continue eating. Mark. You like K-pop? You looked at him. Wine. Yeah. And you continued eating. Mark. Your favorite K-pop band is BTS, right? You looked at him confused. Wine. How you know all this? Mark chuckled. Mark. Sorry, actually I just guessed it. I saw your bag's keychain. You looked at your bag and then at him. Wine. Oh. Mark. By the way, I am Mark. Wine. Yeah, I know. Everybody knows you in the college. Mark. Yeah, actually, I need some help related to studies. Can you help me? As our exams are also coming. Wine. You can take topper's help. I am also an average student. Mark. Whenever I try to ask for help, they just keep staring at me and I don't feel comfortable around those girls. And I think you are not interested in me, so you can help me. Wine. Alright. What will I get? Mark looked at you confused. Mark. Whatever you want. Wine. Alright. Then be my dance partner in the upcoming event. Actually, you want to participate in that event, but you need a partner for it. And the boys in your friend circle don't know how to dance. Mark smiled. Alright. Like this, slowly you both started meeting each other every day for study purpose or for dance rehearsals, and you both became friends. But Mark started liking you and one day he proposed you. Mark. I love you. I love you so much. I am really madly in love with you, Vine. But you were really not interested in him. You just liked him as a friend, so you rejected him. But it was not the ending. He started trying to impress you by sending roses, gifts, etc. But you don't like all this, so you started distancing yourself from him. But he started being toxic. He don't even let any boy come near you. Whenever any other boy come near you, he beats that boy. And this behavior started to irritate you so much. But at your farewell, he again proposed you in front of the whole college. But again you rejected him. And this time he whispered something in your ears. Mark whispered, Vine, I will wait for you. And I know one day you will accept my love. I love you so much and I am ready to wait for you. And I will not let any other boy come near you. And if anybody will come near you, I will kill him. You looked at him and just ignored him because you thought he will just move on and he just obsessed with you. Flashback ended and time shifted to present. Vine. Why, Mark? You are seriously mad and psycho. How dare you to try to kill Jungkook? I need to confront you. You decided to meet him tomorrow. You called Mrs. John and told her to give Jungkook medicine. Time skips to evening and you went back to home. You were about to go to your room, but Mrs. John called you. Mrs. John, wine, come have dinner with us. You nodded as you were really hungry. You did dinner with them and went to your room. When you entered inside, Jungkook was just silently looking at you, regretting his shouting and trying to find right words when you silently went towards washroom and changed into your nightdress and laid on your couch. Jungkook was not having guts to start a conversation when he noticed that you slept. Jungkook in his mind, yeah, Jungkook, Wine is right. You are seriously an idiot. See, now she slept. I will talk to her tomorrow and apologize. While you were laying on the couch, Wine thinking, don't you want to tell anything? Jungkook, why you behaved like that? Yeah, please, at least speak to me. By thinking all this, you slept. Next day you woke up and went to office early. But before leaving, you kept the medicine beside the bed and put a short note there written, eat your medicine on time, please. You went to Mark's house well prepared with a mini camera discreetly attached to your shirt's button to record the entire encounter. Upon ringing the doorbell, Mark promptly answered the door with a knowing smile as if he had anticipated your visit. Mark, welcome baby girl, I knew you were coming. You furrowed your eyebrows as he grasped your wrist and forcefully pulled you inside, swiftly shutting the door behind you. The situation was becoming more unsettling by the second. You took your hand forcefully and freed your hand from his grip. Wine anger and shouted, Mark, how dare you to touch me? Mark smiled. Wine, I love you so much and I can touch you, right? Your anger was boiling. Wine, shut your dirty mouth, alright? Mark calmly. Darling, I love you so much and I gave you so much time to think and realize your love for me. I know you love me, you are just ignoring the fact. But no problem, I am here and now I will not let you go. You were mine and you will always be mine. He smiled. Wine, you are seriously mad, Mark. You need to approach a therapist. Mark, yes, I am really mad in your love and you are my therapist. You were about getting frustrated. Wine, I am going and don't you dare to harm Jungkook, alright? And don't follow me. You were about to move towards the door when he tightly held your hand and pinned you to the wall. Mark uneasy. Wine, what are you doing? Why were you defending him? And why were you leaving me? We both love each other and we know, right? And I know that this was your forced marriage. So don't worry, just give him divorce and I will immediately marry you. I can do anything for you. You were realizing that he seriously loves you and he is really mad in it. Wine, Mark, please try to understand. Let me go. Mark worried. No, Wine, no, I can't let you go. I love you and I waited for you so long and now I will not let you go even if I have to sacrifice anything. He was holding your wrist tightly. Wine, leave my hand, Mark. Mark, no, I will never leave your hand. Otherwise, you will leave me. Wine, you are hurting me, Mark. He noticed that he was seriously holding your hand tightly, so he quickly freed your wrist, which were now all red. but he quickly made you sit on the chair and tied you there while you were trying to escape. And after tying you there, he took the first aid and applied a lotion on your wrist. You were angry, but by seeing him, you were feeling bad for him. He cares for you and loves you, but you don't love him, and he is not ready to understand it. Whine. Why are you doing this, Mark? Mark looked at you with a mixture of longing and frustration. Mark, why are you doing this, Whine? Why won't you accept me? You pleaded for him to understand your perspective. Whine. Please try to understand. Love can't be forced, and you are forcing me. Mark grew more desperate in his attempt to win you over. Mark, I have given you so much time, Whine, and you are still not ready? That's why I tried to kill Jungkook, so you could be with me. If you don't accept me, I will keep trying to harm him because he's the one coming between us. Upon hearing his sinister intentions regarding Jungkook, you couldn't contain your anger any longer. Whine angry. How dare you, Mark? I will kill you if you try to harm Jungkook. Mark felt little angry and shocked. Mark, why? You will kill me for him? For that unknown person? Whine. For your kind information, that unknown person is my husband. Mark got angry. Mark, husband my foot. That was just a forced marriage. Whine. You can't understand, Mark. Mark went from there to his room while you were just lying there alone. Like this, time skips to night. Mark came to you with a plate of food. Mark, eat this wine. Wine, open my hands first. Mark, no, you will run. I know. I will feed you with my hands. Wine, no thanks. I'm not hungry. Mark looked at you. Mark, why are you doing this, Wine? Eat it. Wine angry. I don't have appetite. Don't force me. He looked at you and knew that you were so stubborn, so he went from there. On the other hand, Jungkook was waiting for you as the time was 11 p.m. It was so late when he called you many times, but your phone was switched off. He was getting worried. Jungkook, Wine, where are you? What if something happened? No, Jungkook. What are you thinking? Think positive. He called your secretary. Jungkook on call. Do you know where is Wine? Secretary thinking. Ma'am didn't came yet? Should I tell Jungkook sir or not about Mark? But ma'am told us not to share the information with anybody. Secretary on call. No sir, I don't know. Jungkook on call. Where she must be then? When she left from office. Secretary thinking. What should I tell you, sir? She didn't came office today. Secretary on call. I don't know, sir. Actually, I was on leave today. Jungkook sighed. Alright. He cut the call and Jungkook was worrying for you and calling you again and again. While Secretary was also being worried for you when at 11:30 p.m. Secretary finally called Jungkook. Secretary. Hello, sir. Actually, I lied to you. I am sorry, but the information was confidential. But now I think I should tell you because it can also be possible that ma'am can be in danger. Jungkook worrying. What happened? What information? Where is she? Secretary. Actually, sir, ma'am was suspicious that your accident was an attempt to murder. So she started investigating about it. And then she found out that person was none other than her school friend who had crush on her. So she got so angry that he tried to kill you. So today in morning she went to meet him. But she didn't came yet. And phone is also switched off. So I thought I should tell you because that person is dangerous. Jungkook was listening everything. Jungkook was now getting more worried and was feeling guilty also that you were doing so much for him, but still he doubted on you and shouted on you. Jungkook, alright, send me her location. I mean, where she went to meet him. Secretary, she went to meet him at his house, and I will send you his location. Jungkook cut the call and hurriedly went downstairs. Mrs. Jeon, Jungkook, what are you doing? You should take rest. Your injuries are still not healed. And where is Wine? I mean, I didn't saw her coming today. Jungkook, she didn't came home yet, mom. And I am going to find her. Mrs. John, oh my goodness, what happened? Where is she? Is everything fine? Did you again fight with her? What if something happened? Jungkook sighed. Jungkook, Mom, relax. I will not let anything happen to her, and I will find her out. By saying this, he went outside and drove his car towards the direction of Mark's house. On the other hand, Mark was in his room, so you were trying to untie yourself, and after so much efforts, you did it and slowly got up from the chair when you saw Mark's gun on the table. But at the same time, Mark came from his room and saw you free. He quickly rushed towards you when you quickly held his gun from the table and pointed at him. Wine, little scared. Don't come near me. Mark worried. Wine, please leave that gun. Please. He took a step in your direction. Wine, I said stop. Otherwise, I will shoot you. Mark, I know you can never shoot me. You were looking at him and now really frustrated and worried and emotional. Wine, yeah, I cannot shoot you. You pointed the gun at your own head. Wine, but I can shoot myself. Mark's eyes widened. Mark, Wine, put the gun down, please. What are you doing? Wine, let me go. Otherwise, I will shoot myself. Mark, Wine, what are you doing? I love you so much and you also love me. Then why you want to leave me? Wine shouted and emotional. I don't love you. Mark was little shocked. Mark shocked and worried. You don't love me? Wine, you don't love me? Wait, don't tell me that you love that Jungkook. You looked at him with teary eyes. Mark, no Wine, tell me. I am asking you something. Your silence is saying everything. Wine, yeah, I love him and I don't love you because love can't be forced, Mark. Mark was taken aback. The person whom he loves someone else. It was really heartbreaking for him. Wine, I love Jungkook and he is my husband and I am loyal to him and love him so much. So please leave me, Mark, and let me go. Mark angry. No, Wine, no, I will not let you live with him. I love you and you will live with me. Wine, and I can't live with you, Mark. If I will live, then I will only live with my Jungkook. And all this is happening because of me. You are getting hurt because of me. Jungkook is getting harmed because of me. And I know you will keep harming him until I am not with you. So, you were now getting angry and so scared and emotional by seeing his madness. So, you were getting so frustrated when you closed your eyes, tired of this emotional turmoil, and pulled the trigger and shot yourself in your head. But the gun was empty. Mark looked at you with so much shock. You opened your eyes and was shocked that gun was empty and you were still alive. Your hands were trembling. When you left the gun from your hands, your heart was beating so much fast. You were all sweating with the shock and fear because you thought that you died, but you were still alive and in front of Mark. Tears were flowing from your eyes. Your legs and hands were shaking. Mark saw you in this condition and he realized that you seriously love Jungkook so much that you can even sacrifice your life for him and you can never love him. Mark, Wine, you can go. And I promise I will not follow you and not harm Jungkook. You can leave. Mark in mind. I love you, Vine. I love you so much. But you love Jungkook, and I know that you will never be happy with me because I saw that love in your eyes for him, which I always wanted to see for me. My love story didn't had a happy ending, but in this I can't ruin your love story. I would be happy if you would be happy. I know it would be tough, but I will make myself understand. He smiled. You looked at him and ran towards the door without thinking anything. Your legs and hands were still shaking, tears were still flowing from your eyes, but still you ran from there. When Jungkook stopped his car in front of Mark's house, he quickly came out from the car and saw you coming out of his house. By seeing your condition, he quickly ran towards you. He held you in your arms when without saying anything, you fainted. He got so worried and took you home and called the doctor. When he entered inside the house, everybody was waking up as they were so worried for you. When they saw Jungkook picking you up in his arms, Mrs. John ran towards you. Mrs. John worrying. Jungkook, what happened to her? Jungkook, I don't know, Mom. By saying this, he took you to your room and laid you on the bed. Your face was all pale and covered with tears. Your body was all cold. When doctor came and examined your condition, while everybody was so worried for you, grandmom worrying. Please God, save my daughter. What happened to her? Mrs. John, why this happened with my kids only? Firstly Jungkook and now Wine. What bad they did with someone? Mr. John, doctor, what happened to her? Please check fast. While Jungkook was worried and silently watching you laying on the bed, he was silently looking at you. Doctor, everything is fine, Mr. John. She just fainted. That's it. Grandmom worried. Why she fainted? Doctor, it can maybe due to shock, stress, worry, overwork, depression, panic attack, or maybe not taking proper food. But don't worry, she will be fine. By saying this, doctor went away. Everybody was worried when Mr. John told everyone to sleep and take rest because you are fine and Jungkook is with you. So let's not disturb. Mr. and Mrs. John went to their room while grandmom placed hand on Jungkook's shoulder, who was just silently looking at you, somewhere worrying for you and regretting everything. Grandmom, she is fine, Jungkook. Don't worry, I will pray and I know she will be fine for sure. By saying this, she went to her room. Jungkook, why? I don't know the whole story, what happened at his house and why you were so scared. But I really want to apologize for everything. I am the cause for your this condition and I'm really sorry. Just give me one chance. I swear I will not repeat my mistake. I am really sorry. While saying this, he started crying. His eyes turned teary. Jungkook, please wake up, Vine. I want to talk to you. I want to listen all my weird names you used to call me. I really miss them and the person who used to say all that. When he noticed a mini camera on your shirt and he pulled it. Jungkook, this is camera, right? Why she put that? When he saw the footage and recorded in that camera. Jungkook's eyes were filled with tears as he watched the entire footage. He saw the moment when you had pulled the trigger, the confession of your love for him and your willingness to sacrifice your life for the love. It all became crystal clear to him. He felt a mixture of emotions, gratitude, guilt, love and relief. Jungkook, Wine, you did all this for me? He gently brushed a strand of hair from your face and leaned down to kiss your forehead. Jungkook, I promise. I promise I won't let anything like this happen again. You mean the world to me, and I love you more than anything. He stayed by your side, holding your hand, hoping for you to wake up soon, knowing that he needed to make things right and cherish the love he had. Next morning, you opened your eyes when you saw him sleeping on the chair beside you, holding your hand. You smiled while seeing him, and you were now relieved that you are finally at your home, away from Mark, and now you can live happily with Jungkook. You kissed his hair gently when he opened his eyes and saw you awake. Jungkook worrying, Vine, how are you? Are you fine? Vine, I am fine, don't worry. Jungkook looked at you. Jungkook, I am sorry, Vine. Vine thinking, sorry? Why sorry? Oh, he is sorry for shouting at me. Alright. I should also play along. Vine, sorry? Jungkook looked down as he was feeling guilty. Jungkook, I am sorry. I am really sorry. I know you must be angry on me, but please forgive me. I promise I will never shout at you and will never repeat any mistake. You were silently looking at him, realizing that he is seriously feeling guilty. Jungkook, please don't be silent, Vine. Your silence really kills me. Talk to me. You can give me any punishment. I will accept it happily. But please forgive me and talk to me. By seeing him, you were feeling bad for him as his eyes turned teary. Vine, alright, Mr. Crying Cook. I forgive you, but you will get punishment. Jungkook quickly looked up. Jungkook, seriously? Alright, I'm ready for the punishment. What's that? Vine, I heard that you cook so well. So when you will get fined, you have to cook for me my favorite ramen. Jungkook looked at you and smiled. Jungkook chuckled. Really? Sure, my queen. Anything else? You are talking about ramen? For you, I will cook the whole meal. When you smiled. Vine, yeah, we will see. Now you sleep. Jungkook, but it's morning and I already slept. Vine, your wounds are still not healed yet. And who told you to sleep on the chair, huh? Jungkook chuckled. Jungkook, I really missed this wine. Vine, oh Mr. Jungkook, come out of your dreams and take rest now. When Mrs. John and Grandmom came. Grandmom, oh Vine, thank God you are fine. Mrs. John, how are you feeling? Vine, what happened? Where were you? You were silent when Jungkook spoke. Jungkook, she was in office. She was overworking. When I reached office, she was unconsciously lying in her room. Grandmom, Vine, take care. Don't overwork, alright? You smiled and nodded. Mrs. John, you know, Vine, we really got so worried when we saw Jungkook picking you in his arms. Jungkook, yeah, I guess we should leave her now to take rest. Grandmom, tell us directly that you want us to leave, huh? Mrs. John chuckled. And you and Jungkook looked at each other. Jungkook, oh no, I don't mean that. Mrs. John, alright, we know what you mean. They both chuckled and left the room. Vine, who told you to pick me in your arms? Jungkook confused. What? You fainted in my arms, and at that time, should I wait for you to wake up and ask for your permission to pick you? Vine, yeah, you should. Don't you know that you are also injured? What if your wound starts bleeding, huh? Jungkook, then we will clean the blood and apply the medicine and do the bandage on it. Vine, oh Mr. Doctor, don't teach me, alright? Jungkook chuckled. Jungkook, you know, Vine, I'm going to buy a diary where I will write all the names you had given me. Vine, really? Wow, nice. Now just take rest and let me do my work. I need to go to office. Jungkook, why? You are also not well, so sleep here. Vine, oh hello, I just fainted. I am perfectly fine. Jungkook, But still, Wine. Yeah, don't argue and take rest. By saying this, you went to office. You knew that tomorrow is Jungkook's birthday, so you want to surprise him and you decided to confess your love. Wine thinking, should I wait for him to confess? But he is so shy and I know he will not confess. He will keep loving me but he will not confess. So I have to confess to him. Mr. Shy Man, you prepared so well for his birthday, a proper dinner date. Do you want to see next? The confession and their love story? Wait for next part and most probably the last part. Subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to stay updated and share it with your friends.